Hello, everybody. It's good to be back in your ears. We have taken a little bit of a siesta from the Wild Edge podcast for, no reason other than we are embodying the idea that scaling a business is nuts. We've got a lot going on with the kids. We've got a lot going on with the house. We've got a lot going on with growing the business. And unfortunately, the podcast is something that slipped to the bottom of our list. And if you are running a business, I know you know what this feels like, that even though something is a priority and you love doing it and you know it's a really good idea to do it, you just don't quite get round to making it happen. So let me start with a welcome back. Thank you so much for sticking around if you've been here. And if you are new, if you just happened upon this podcast, welcome. I am so glad you're here. I've recorded a really cool tool to help you. It's all about how to create your summer by design to make sure that you don't lose momentum in your business whilst making sure that you really thoroughly enjoy your version of a perfect summer. But before we do that, just a little bit of a Wild Edge podcast update in that my co-founder / husband and I have got some big plans for this podcast coming up. We are going to be going hard at this podcast to make sure that if you are a founder or a leader of a business who is motivated by adventure and by growing an aligned and authentic business, that this becomes your podcast of choice and you always finish spending your time with us feeling like your belly is full of fire and like you are 10 feet tall. So you can expect some real raw conversation about what it is really like to grow a business, and not the fluffy stuff, not the polished Instagram version. Raw, vulnerable, authentic conversations by people who are at the wild edge of growing a business. You can expect inspiring adventures. We've got some new features. We've got some interviews coming up. It is going to be an awesome new season. So without further ado, let's dive in to today's welcome back conversation. Please do reach out and let me know how this one lands for you. Show me your completed templates when you've gone through the exercise and let us know what you want to hear. We are here to do this thing together. Thanks for being here and enjoy today's show. Hi everybody. Good afternoon. How are you doing? It's been a while since I've gone live in here, so please drop a comment to let me know I am coming across okay. So this isn't what I was meant to be doing this afternoon. I have got approximately 100, 150 emails to send. But my emails have stopped working. I don't know why. And my tech support, i.e. Anthony Ackers, i.e. my co-founder, also known as my husband, is away working in Birmingham. And so I am feeling a bit pragmatic. And I had a little idea of something I could jump on live and talk to you about that hopefully might make a bit of difference to you if you are running a business and if you are thinking about how the heck do I keep the momentum going in my business whilst actually enjoying my summer. And this is a topic that comes up every year. I've been writing a lot about it at the moment because it is a really, really important topic. Because right now, we are supposed to be in our season of abundance and enjoying all the beautiful seeds that you have been sowing throughout the year. And for some of us, and for many of us, that isn't quite the reality. Just to give you a flavour of what's going on for us at the moment, we have got one child who has just finished GCSEs and is heading up to sixth form. So we have prom and we have sixth form transition days and all the drama and emotions that goes alongside that. We have got another child who is moving up to high school. So we've got school campovers and leavers assemblies and discos and all the drama that goes along with that. And then we've got another child who's moving up to juniors. Now, if anybody here knows Bobby, she's a law unto herself. She's just feral and requires, I don't even want to say that she requires parenting because I certainly haven't cracked it yet with that kid. But it is fair to say that we have got a lot going on outside the business. And as many of you know, I am grabbing this business, Wild Edge Works, alongside my husband, Anthony. And it is a lot when you are married to your co founder. Luckily, we have got offices at different ends of the house, which is one of the reasons that I think that we are still married. So, anyway, I was running a session in my online community, Audacity, yesterday, and we came across this topic of conversation about how to design your business so that you actually enjoy your summer without your business grinding to a halt. And I don't know if you've ever felt like you were just surviving in your business, whether you were just kind of sleepwalking and getting through it somehow, and then arriving in September and jumping on that lovely back to school energy and all the new stationery and that new vibe that goes along with it. I think there's actually a really awesome opportunity that you have in front of you to absolutely harness that September energy, but also to be really intentional about how you spend your time over the next 8 weeks or so as well. And so this is the model that I channeled and made up during the online session with Audacity yesterday. And I'm just going to share it with you in the hope that it's useful to you. Now, I did think about taking the time to create a beautifully branded template for you in Canva, but actually, I think there is a great power in going old school and just drawing it yourself. So I have got my notebook here. I've got some felt tips. Apologies if you are listening to this, but I will try and give very clear instructions so that you can follow along. This is meant to be a quick and dirty exercise. It's not meant to be a really, really in-depth thing. Do it in the car before the school run. Do it when you've got 5 minutes somewhere. It's just a really cool tool to intentionally plan out how to take control back of your summer. So, step number one, I'm going to do this in purple, is to draw out a jar. Now, this is where you will find out that I'm about as creative as a fish finger. So, no shade on drawing skills, but you want to draw out a model that looks a little bit like this. So, for the audio, I've drawn a big purple container that takes up most of the page. And then you're going to take a different colour and draw out 3 to 5 big rocks. I wonder if the microphone's picking up my drawing sound. That's quite my ASMR, isn't it? So it's going to look something like that. 3 to 5 big rocks that take up most of the space inside the jar. Then you're going to take another colour. I'm taking red, and I'm going to draw out as many pebbles as I can fit into the space. So I've got 3, 4, 5 as well. That's quite nice. So hopefully you can see that. And then you're going to take another colour and colour in the space in between. So you are taking up all the space inside the container. Et voila. Now you're going to take another colour. I'm going to take black. You'll see why in a minute. And draw a separate container with nice, big, thick walls. that will sit alongside your purple container. And I'm going to talk you through the model and you will see why I have designed it as such. Nice, big, thick prison walls in that separate container on the side. Okay, so here is your challenge. This is what I want you to do. So step number 1 is to come up with your 3 to 5 big things that you want to achieve over the summer. It might be an office move. It might be launching a new product. It might be selling a certain amount of your thing so that you can arrive in September with some cash in the bank. It might be recruiting a new team member. It might be getting rid of a team member that's not on the bus with you. Whatever it is, I want you to write down the big things that take up most of your focus. Pause me, go do that. Okay, so step number 2 is the things that are important but are not the big rocks. They are not the things that are going to move the needle for you. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces to write your pebbles down. Now, this is where it might get a little bit confronting because you might feel that something is important, but actually, if you are brutally honest with yourself, it's not actually going to move the needle for you. So this is all about accountability and ownership. So pause me and go do that. And there is some nuance to bring in here. You might make a tweak to a pebble that upgrades it to being a rock. You might identify a rock that you can delegate or outsource part of to, which then downgrades it to a pebble and gives you space to focus on something else. Okay, next step, we have these orange bits here. These are the glue that holds everything else in place. Don't skip this part. It's vitally important. So if you've been in my world for a while, we call these your DES, your daily essential standards, or sometimes I call them your golden habits. This is basically your non-negotiables on how you show up in order to keep things going and keep momentum going. Now, they don't take up a lot of time, maybe half an hour a day, but it's the stuff that you can commit to whilst having a lovely time over the summer that means that the wheels don't fall off. So for me, that's journaling, that's yoga, that's meditation, that's EFT, that's proper nutrition. And it's also posting on LinkedIn. Nice and simple, not overwhelming, but it's the stuff that keeps the show on the road and the glue that greases the wheels or facilitates the flow, depending on the metaphor you want to pick, of the big rocks and the pebbles. And then finally, we have this separate container here. Remember the one with the nice big thick walls? I love this bit. So this bit is all writing down what might cause a leak in the integrity of your jar. These are the things that you need to set rock solid boundaries around. Now, it might be tangible stuff like you're only going to do 3 client calls a week, or it might be more intangible stuff like if you find yourself saying, I should, that you ban that word because you feel like you're putting pressure on yourself to have somebody else's version of a perfect summer. And then that's it. Print it off, rip it out your notebook, stick it on your wall, stick it on your fridge, put it somewhere where you can hold yourself to account and also hold yourself to your intention to have your version, nobody else's version of a perfect summer. How to design your summer without your business grinding to a halt. I hope you found this useful. Please do send me a message and let me know. And send me your pictures as well. I would love to see what you come up with. And if your version of this model is a bit more aesthetically pleasing than mine, I won't be offended. But let me know how you get on. Hey, Claire here again. If you have listened to this and thought, I know exactly what I want to achieve this summer, I just need someone to help me stay intentional and accountable. That's exactly why I created Summer by Design. It's a focused, personal relationship-led coaching experience for founders and business leaders who don't want to drift through the next 8 weeks. Together, we'll get crystal clear on your priorities, create a plan that works around your life, and make sure that you arrive in September feeling proud of what you've achieved, rather than wondering where the summer went. If you'd like to know more, just drop me a message, claire@wildedgeworks.com. I would love to help you design your version of a brilliant summer.